Good afternoon. Today's book, Christoph Niemann, Souvenir, published by the great publisher Steidl and Diogenes, I guess. When I bought this book, I wasn't familiar with who Christopher Niemann was. However, I realized that he's the guy who's published a few other books that are quite famous. Maybe I'll put a link to some of his other books. I do have one of his other books. I didn't know it was the same guy. What caught my attention was that it's Steidl. Steidl makes some absolutely brilliant books. The other thing that caught my attention was that these paintings are all in ink or watercolor, and they look mostly like street shots, something that I'm very interested in continuing to do. So I'm going to sit down. This is kind of a large format book. You can see how big my hand is versus the book. I haven't had a chance to flip through it yet because I recently acquired it when I went to the book sale in Kinokuniya in Tokyo. So by buying this book, I thought that it could motivate me and give me ideas about how to paint. And I can just see here that he's mentioned David Hockney, Edward Gorey, Maurice Sendak, Anna Keel. I'd imagine this would be ink with a brush. One thing I liked about this book, or what stood out, because I had two books that, like, I was holding two books. One was this one that was it was this lady who had basically just done a whole different series of watercolors of faces, but the faces looked very like childish. Both of these books were a little bit more expensive than the other ones. And what stood out at the end for this book was the use of color and the variety of subjects. Also the fact that he's painted a lot of things outside, or maybe from photos. I don't know how he works, which I thought would motivate me to take photos and to paint. I like the simplicity of some of his artwork. You see, quite important there to mix the colors between brown and blue and white. It really makes your eyes wander around the paintings. I don't mind this very simple style. He leaves a lot of spaces blank. I think that's quite cool. I did see like a very brief YouTube clip of him, and it does appear that it's ink as opposed to watercolor. Great curvature. You can almost see the sun here, can't you? The way that he's left a lot of space white and just put the top part of the torso. I mean, there's a lot said there in very limited color. These are all from about 2013 or 14 or 17. It's quite a nice book. It feels, the paper quality feels really good. And again, quite large format. That blue is amazing. I mean, he's done very well to capture snow, hasn't he? Leaving a lot of the places white. And you can notice this is a river. Yeah, pretty talented guy. Again, something that's quite difficult to do. He doesn't really, I think most people, including myself, would most probably draw this building first and put all the lines here and the window lines here and the balconies, but he hasn't done that. He's just basically painted out the windows, and your eye naturally can see the curvature, the shadow here. He's done very well. And the car doesn't need to really look all that much like a car, but you can still understand that it's a car. Yeah, I like these colors. Like, he hasn't painted the edge here. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I did like this book. It was very creative. Very, very creative. And playful. Not every picture has to be a masterpiece, right? Some of these are from... The next ones will be from Tokyo. This is a very typical kind of Japanese book you can buy. The paper doesn't really... Like, the paper's meant for stamps and for... it's not really meant for drawing. I wonder if he painted these pictures in this book. Maybe. Kind of give me David Hockney vibes. Sorry, water time here. Excuse me. Again, when you see some of his very simple things, you realize by looking at his sketches that, of course, he's very talented. And if he wants to draw lines, he can. I mean, that's very obvious, isn't it? That's a cool picture. Kind of give me Jonas Wood vibes. Gonna look out for a YouTube clip on this guy. I do want to see. I want to see how he paints and how he draws. I like that orange. Again, his use of white, of leaving spaces blank, I think is quite creative. That's a great picture. It's very detailed, very, very detailed. That's a cool picture. This is closer to the other book. I'm wondering if I can, when I finish this, I can quickly go to my shelf and try to find the other book, which will give you an understanding of more of his playful work. Anyway, if I get many comments or likes about this video, maybe I'll film the other one. There is really a wide variety of different types of subjects. I think you can clearly see that he does paint a lot, he does sketch a lot. I think he seems to be quite prolific. A cowboy filling a washing machine? Okay. I like these types of pictures that he drew. Very creative. Quite a thick book. I think it's about 250 pages or so. We're at about 215. Definitely get some value for money here. I mean, it is quite a large format, thick book. Plenty of ideas, plenty of different paintings. If you like watercolor or you like sketching, I think this is quite a cool book. I've seen another like urban sketcher who does pictures like this. I don't know how I'm going to track it down, but if I can manage to find a clip of the guy who does pictures like this, I'll definitely put a link. I'm not going to read all this, but it says, when I travel, I draw. The first and most important reason for this, drawing calms me down. I'm very fortunate that my job takes me to places all over the world. I always look forward to my journeys. Drawing is the perfect solution. It requires concentration and patience. Okay, and here you can see most of these are just ink. Ink. The Kyoto sketchbook is in marker, but they're all ink. I might try doing some painting in ink today. Let's see how that goes. Okay, if you give me 1 second, that's a cool picture. Let me just leave it there and give me 10 seconds. See if I can find the other book. I don't think I can, but maybe. I don't think I can find it, guys. I'm sorry. It was not meant to be. I think it's... sorry. Anyway, I have another book of his. Maybe I'll link it up. If you do want to see that book, I can definitely film it. This one here, first edition, published in 2024. Have a great day. That was Christoph Niemann, Souvenir.